You know what's funny? Before that whole initial incident with American Cholo, I really didn't watch his podcast. I'm not gonna lie,
Okay.
because I'm outside hustling. When you're outside grinding, YouTube is maybe fifth in your priorities. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is kind of strange, but yeah, like I'm really outside grinding, so I didn't really watch his platform. And then the way that I was introduced to it was kind of like in a negative way. You know what I'm saying? Them posting that edited post of American Cholo saying some pretty prejudiced remarks, right? But I know American Cholo. I have a real relationship with him, so I stood beside him with that, and as I stood beside him, so did so many dudes from the streets, different neighborhoods, and we all, we wanted to let it be known that we're united when it comes to not wanting to ignite war between black and brown on the streets. You know what I'm saying? And we're not gonna allow social media platforms or YouTube channels to dictate those wars. If we're at peace on the block, shouldn't nobody be fucking instigating shit, right?
Yeah.
We're the ones that are in it, and shouldn't nobody have a piece in it. So we felt at the time that Adam was trying to, instigate wars on the streets, which now in hindsight, when I look back on it, it's the farthest from the truth. The man is just a businessman. And a lot of times when you're in a business, you're just looking to capitalize on the most profitable product, right? And at the time, that was a subject that was going big because American Cholo had just made it an issue to go against Tyga for the Ay Caramba video and
Yes.
song, right? And which listen, to this day I still believe it was very stereo. It was
And he took that music video
he took it
down.
down. Shout out to him. Shout out to Tyga. He didn't have to.
Well, I
know,
think he
he-
caved.
Well, yeah, listen. I'm gonna speak with respect, right, towards him, right? Because I believe that he has enough money. I believe that he's had enough success
Yeah.
where he could have said, fuck that. This is art. And a lot of people outside of our community would accept it as art because that's how people are now. The artists have a bigger voice than the people out there on the streets sometimes now. You know what I'm saying? So I'll give him his props, and I'll
Yeah,
give him his
he
respect.
did
and
go
say that
on air and
he did the right
apologize.
thing. Yeah, and he took time out of his day and his schedule, which at the time was very big for him. He was booming at that time. You know what I mean? The guy had some big singles out there, and he went out of his way to show us love. You know what I mean? And he took it down without any argument or any legal fucking prosecution or all that shit, right? And he took it down. So at the time, that was a big topic. And like Adam said, as a journalist, I gotta speak on newsworthy topics, and this is a newsworthy topic. And you being out there in the media, we're gonna present everything about you. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that Adam understood how big it could get past just one person. I
Yeah.
think that Adam thought at the time, I'm just attacking
Yep.
this man, and that's where it'll stay. Nah.
He didn't realize.
He didn't realize there's
There's
a
an
tribe.
army.
There's a tribe. Like,
Yeah.
when you mess with one, Mexican, you mess with all of them, right? Which
Oh, yeah.
American Cholo isn't even Mexican, but he's Latino, right? So he's our
Yeah.
brother, right?
Exactly.
So the circumstances that I met him under were very, as a man, I think that he could have very easily grown resentment towards me because I went on his podcast uninvited and I demanded something out of him that he typically doesn't do for anybody. You know what I mean? And he did what I demanded him to do. You know what I'm saying? And we came to a mutual agreement on live in front of everybody that I needed to come down. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, right? Any other egomaniac would have had a bruised ego behind it, resentment, and said, "Fuck that guy." You know what I mean? And as time went by, he took the time to let it die out. He kept his poise. I still said some negative shit about him here and there, me being petty who I am, but Adam never really fed off of it. He kind of put himself in my shoes the way I see it, right? And when I said on his podcast that I came back from the perspective of a businessman because it could hurt your pocket, I was talking about him, not me. You know what I'm saying? Like him ignoring certain topics out of fear of people, they're gonna hurt his pocket. If he's worrying every day about who he's gonna insult and how he's gonna insult him, what does that leave open for him to speak about? You know what I'm saying? If he's always worried about people's feelings, right? So I get it, man, and I relate. But yeah, another thing that behind closed doors that he did too, also for me, when that AI recording that G Face put out of allegedly me speaking to a minor, right away he knew it was fake. You know, he works in that world, right? So he his instinct told him this is bullshit. But he reached out to me privately. And he reached out to me
Yeah.
privately and was like, hey, this audio's going around. Do you care to comment? And me, still being a dick at the time, I just sent him back some emojis, like laughing emojis, telling him they got to try better than that, man. You know?
Yeah,
And he
that's
was
my
like,
comment.
and then he said, understood. And he didn't exploit it. And he could have, right? Like we have a history, you know? We had a pissing contest and most men would have, you know, took that opportunity to maybe hurt my character, you know what I'm saying? And even if it wasn't real, right? He could have wrote it out on the borderline, put it out there so more people see it,
Yeah.
and then at the end apologize. You know, he could have played chess with it, but he didn't, man. So, you know, that's like I said, right? But those are the things that come forth from, you know, keeping poise and keeping your morals intact. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.